Blessed days to Paseta followers. Paseta, we go by the slogan that
they must and we build.
Referring to the youth of June 16, 1976, who went to the streets and marched for what Paseta is trying to build. What a beautiful story. We are going to be celebrating the June 16 with a live conference on YouTube right on this channel. So make sure that you stay tuned for more updates regarding that. June 16 is a very important month, not only for South African youth, but for the entire continent, because the education system has always put African children in a back footing where they are always at a disadvantage point. And for that youth of June 16 to stand up and say we are sick and tired of the Bantu education that we are receiving, and go and march in the streets fighting to be not to be taught in the colonizers' language. I mean, that is so beautiful. Today we have Sister Sue. Sister Sue will be teaching us, or will be touching on the topic of Thomas Sankara, a very great Pan-Africanist. People call Captain Ibrahim Traore the reincarnation of General Thomas Sankara. So I want us to listen to the Queen. I told you guys that every week we'll be doing something in this fashion, giving you guys some wisdom, giving you guys some information. Some of the things that you're going to know, that you're going to hear today, you already know, but some other things you're definitely going to learn something. Sister Sue was so deeply rooted in this topic. He said, I feel like I did not do enough justice and I might come back for another video. If you want to see her come back for another video, comment that on the comment section. Let's quickly listen to Sister Sue preaching to us, talking to us about Thomas General Sankara.
Today, I honor the legacy of Thomas Isidore Noel Sankara, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso from 1983 to 1987. Sankara was a visionary who transformed his country with bold reforms and unwavering ideals. Sankara was born in 1949 in what was then called Upper Volta. By age 33, Sankara became the president of the Republic of Upper Volta. He immediately launched programs for social, ecological, and economic change and renamed the country from the French colonial name Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible people, with its people being called Burkinabe, upright people. In just 4 years, he launched massive anti-corruption drives, redistributed land from feudal landlords to the poor, and prioritized self-reliance by rejecting foreign aid and encouraging domestic production, famously saying, "He who feeds you controls you." His ideology was grounded in Pan-Africanism, anti-imperialism, and socialism, driven by deep beliefs in dignity, equality, and justice. One of his most famous quotes reminds us of his fearless integrity. While revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideas. Thomas Sankara placed education at the center of his revolutionary transformation of Burkina Faso. He saw it as a tool for liberation from poverty, ignorance, colonial mentality, and exploitation. During his time in office, he drastically increased the literacy from 13% to nearly 70%, an unprecedented jump in such a short time. Perhaps one of his boldest legacies was his unwavering commitment to the liberation of women. In a deeply patriarchal society, Sankara stood firm and clear. The revolution and women's liberation go together. We do not talk of women's emancipation as an act of charity or out of a surge of human compassion. It is a basic necessity for the revolution to succeed. He banned forced marriages, encouraged girls' education, and made International Women's Day a national holiday, where men were required to take over household chores for the day. He appointed women to high ranking government positions and integrated them into the military. He insisted that the oppression of women was not cultural, but political and economic, and therefore must be actively dismantled. Sankara was fiercely against corruption. He made ministers publicly declare their assets and prohibited the use of government chauffeurs or first class airline tickets. No one, including himself, was above the people. He prioritized public health. In one massive campaign, over 2 million children were vaccinated against diseases like measles, yellow fever, and meningitis, saving tens of thousands of lives. He launched reforestation projects to combat desertification, planted over 10 million trees, and banned plastic bags, decades ahead of global awareness. Sankara understood that real independence wasn't just about a flag or a national anthem. It was about being economically sovereign, politically free, and socially just. He would tell us to trust in African solutions, to stop importing ideologies that do not serve our realities. He would tell us to educate our youth, empower women, protect our lands, and to dare, always dare to build a future worthy of our ancestors. Sankara's policies and ideology, often referred to as Sankarism, have left a lasting impact on Burkinabe society and continue to be debated and discussed. His government was characterized by a strong commitment to social justice, anti imperialism, and the liberation of the oppressed. On the 15th of October 1987, Sankara and 12 other officials were killed in a coup d'etat organized by his former colleague Blaise Compaoré, who was also a friend of his. It is said that Sankara had been worried about his friend's betrayal. It is said that Sankara had been warned about his friend's betrayal a week before. Sankara's wife described him as a hard-working man with integrity. She said Thomas loved music and played the guitar. He had a great sense of humor and was easily approachable by all people. Did you know that Thomas Sankara refused a request from the White House because they gave him a condition that he would first have to show them his speech? He declined the offer and instead went to Harlem and gave his speech there. Thomas Sankara told African leaders during a meeting at the AOU to join forces and collectively stop paying off their debts to the West. But he received no support from the other leaders, and subsequently he was killed a year after that.